Hello, I'm Pam Carruthers of helixstars.com, and this is a chart for the full moon, 27th of March 2013. It's at 9:27 in London. Of course, it'd be different elsewhere in the world. But wherever you are in the world, you can't help but notice this full moon. We have 4 planets now in the sign of Aries over here in the red sector. We've moved from a huge emphasis on Pisces, and we still have Neptune, Mercury and Chiron there, but we had 7 planets in Pisces at the new moon. And now we've moved from the water element, which is what Pisces is, into fire, which is Aries. So this is a real shift, dramatic shift. And Mars especially is, of course, the planet that governs Aries. Mars says, go, let's get a move on. So we really have got the spring energy, even if the weather doesn't reflect it. Now all this energy, Mars is also, what it's doing now is exactly, you can see, 11 degrees of Aries at the same degree as Pluto up there in the sign of Capricorn, which is business, of course, business sign. So Aries is challenging Pluto, the establishment, the status quo. And that's true for everyone, not just for Aries. Change is here. How are you reacting to change? Are you digging your heels in to change? Are you being stubborn, going, no, I'm not changing? Well, the problem is change is there. So it's much easier to go with the flow than resist. The other incredibly important thing that's at this full moon is Venus. Venus is with the Sun. Now she's minutes, this is 6 degrees, but 32 minutes, 52 minutes. She will actually join the Sun on the 28th. But this is a very important transit. Venus is the goddess. The Sun is the king, the commander-in-chief. It's an important connection of these two energies. A rebirth of Venus. Venus will disappear. Well, she's already, you can't see her in the sky at the moment, she's too close to the Sun, but she disappears and then she re-emerges. So this is a symbolic rebirth that is going on now. A union of the masculine, the yang principle the Sun represents, and the feminine energy that Venus represents. And of course the moon is in Libra, governed by Venus. This may be difficult for Librans because your ruling planet is so close to the Sun it's not visible. So it might be difficult at this time for Librans until Venus moves away from the Sun. Also, Aries might be feeling a strength of this Uranus energy, this change, and that can be accident prone. That's the downside to Uranus and Mars. But if you change your environment, you look around with fresh eyes, which is Aries, that will also appease that God that wants change. The other important factor in this chart is there's a lot of planets at 11 degrees. So Jupiter is at 11 degrees and it's now making an exact square to Chiron. Now, Jupiter in Gemini is talking about belief systems. Chiron is the combination of the mortal, immortal half and the animal, instinctive half. A lot of healing to do with nature, to do with the animal world. And there are at the moment in the UK a lot of animals that are dying because of this freezing cold weather, a lot of young lambs, which to me is very tragic, very, very sad. Of course, Aries is the sign of the ram. So there's always a resonance in the events of the world and what's going on with the planets. The two are totally connected. It's synchronicity. So to reach out in your prayers, Jupiter is about prayer, to those who are wounded at this time. The other important part of this chart is a good sign very, very good, of Jupiter is connecting very, very nicely. It's what they call a sextile, astrologers call a sextile, to the combination of Venus, Sun, Uranus, Mars, but especially to Mars. This is a positive go-ahead to new teachings, new learnings, new ways of communicating, because Jupiter's in Gemini. I have been blogging more, I've been tweeting over the last few weeks. Please join my Facebook group. I update it hopefully every day. Sometimes I miss a day. But also to find a spiritual practice. I say that because Mercury is now moving forward in Pisces. And of course, Mercury has been staying so long in Pisces. I think, when did it ever go through another sign? But because it's also with Chiron, it is a time of great healing. So any daily spiritual practice that is good for you, that you enjoy, that you love, your heart's in it, will be hugely beneficial not only to you, but to others. Libra, of course, the moon. Libra over there, almost forget the moon, but it's very important. The moon wants balance. That's what Libra is about. Balance of mind, body, spirit, all things. It's the scales of justice. If you think about the scales of justice, the point of stillness is called equilibrium. Rather than going up and down, to find your center. And now with Venus, with the Sun, I believe that is very possible. Venus is in Aries, so Venus is all about the goddess Diana, the huntress. She fights for herself. Interesting, Diana, of course, has the hound. She is connected to the animal world. But the pioneer energy now is very, very strong. But it's combined with love because of Venus. So, are you living in love or are you living in fear? Saturn is the planet connected naturally to resistance, to fear. But I keep saying it, and it's still there. It's got a very good trine to Chiron, the healing planet. A good trine also to Mercury, communication, and up there to Pluto. Saturn is actually, I feel at this time, helping rather than hindering. So there you have it, a powerful, intoxicating full moon. Make something of it. Do something in your world, in your environment, that is new. I mean, the obvious is spring cleaning. And there's nothing wrong with that. It changes your energy of your environment, and change is needed. At a personal level. Walk backwards. That's one way of appeasing Uranus, doing something really different and outrageous. Do it safely, of course, not in the traffic. And have some fun. Fun is always there. And Venus is saying that. It's bringing the connection to the moon. It's right opposite the moon, of course. Friendship, collaborations, especially with women, partnerships are very important at this time. So make a connection to your friends at this full moon. And join me on Facebook, www.healingstars.com. You can find out all about me on my website. Thank you.